when did it ever become real to you?
Okay, this is good question. First time bener-bener adalah pas saya udah menikah, udah punya anak.
Okay.
Saya ada setahun itu, I don't know what happened to me, tapi I went through I don't know if the word, I was never categorized or diagnosed with anything. Tapi that one whole year, gue merasa always in fear.
In fear?
Ketakutan sekali. Especially if it's night time, gue gak bisa tidur. I just feel like, okay, apa ini my last night pagi manja. That brain was like thinking crazy things gitu. You know what I mean? So people can say it's depression or whatever. I don't know what it is. Okay, I never went to the doctor for it.
Boleh dideskripsiin gak? Waktu malam emangnya, anak berarti berapa?
Bersatu anak itu. Only one kid.
Ini pas banget setelah melahirkan, jadi
bukannya blues, postnatal apa itu, bukan postpartum, bukan postpartum blues, bukan.
Oke.
Itu udah anak saya tuh udah umur 3 tahunan 4 tahun gitu.
Oke, jadi selama 1 tahun.
And there's no cost though. There's no cost. Oh, is it because of marriage atau work? Bukan. It's nothing like that.
What?
Yeah, it's nothing. It's just suddenly I feel like it's so I was attacked gitu. Gue merasa tuh ada iblisnya gitu, intinya begitu.
Selama 1 tahun.
Selama 1 tahun. Jadi kalau pagi-pagi, saya tuh orangnya gini lah. Contohnya, when you look at me, I'm very cheerful and happy, right? Jadi kalau saya kerja pagi-pagi, pas saya bisa function, no problem. Kalau mama udah mau tidur semua tenang, terus lampu mati itu, yang saya langsung kayak, oh my gosh, you know, like it's just scary. Sampai saya bisa ke WC, saya bawa Alkitab, saya mau doain aja nggak bisa nembus. Kayaknya feel like, oh, you know, like ikhlas. Jadi I did that like almost gitu. It's one whole year. Tapi anehnya tiba-tiba that after the turn of the year, of the new year, feeling itu langsung hilang.
Tanpa lu ngapain?
Yeah, the same thing I've been doing every single day. Coba doa, coba ini. Tapi kan pas itu merasa kayaknya ada feeling ada kayak something sekatan ya.
Suppressing gitu.
Suppressing me. Not be able, I could not enjoy the Lord. I could not contact the word of God. I cannot feel anything from praying from ini. Tapi I do it consistently still.
Ini gue gak ngerti, sorry. Lu berarti hubungannya saat itu lu udah dibaptis obviously, dan habis itu udah deket dengan Tuhan juga, mempunyai hubungan yang lumayan.
Tapi somehow itu, gue baca Alkitab gak get anything. Gue doa gak merasa ada peace. Nothing. Gitu loh, one whole year. Tapi anehnya itu, one turn on of the year itu, tiba-tiba that new old and new itu, tiba-tiba langsung, loh kok hilang feel itu, tiba-tiba aja. Tapi bukan cuma hilang doang. Tiba-tiba langsung, oh my gosh. Gila, gue I love the Lord gitu loh. Pengen pulang, pas gue di Singapura, gue pengen pulang Jakarta, gue pengen, itu udah ikut semua acara gereja, apa yang ada, gue langsung itu. Baca kita langsung kayak itu, langsung tiba-tiba kayak itu, kayak tiba-tiba whoosh, wah sama ini interesting things ya. Langsung hal-hal begini, bener kayak orang gila gitu. Kayak orang, I don't know what the heck happened to me, I really don't know.
What?
But it just went crazy. But that was that moment, gue bilang, wah bener-bener. Sampai gue tuh nangis, gue bilang, Tuhan, all this how many years, ya udah 20 plus years, gue tuh, you've given so much, tapi kok gue orang Kristen kayak begini, kok gue belum do anything for you. So I was crying loh, gitu loh. So I really feel that the Lord allow me in that opportunity, that one whole year to go through that darkness. Tetapi when there's a valley of death, but it's also resurrection. So I really believe that moments is the resurrectednya adalah God revealed something. Just like Job lah. After that he said, I've heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you gitu loh.
How was kayak your husband and your child juga saat itu?
Maksudnya sering gimana?
Your daughter, maksudnya?
Kan masih muda, gue gak tau dia lah.
Okay, because
tapi gue masih gue function.
So you berarti masih function ya?
Function aja. Cuma kalau mama aja feeling it's just I keep it to myself aja. I don't want to bother people, so I'm just like I'll deal with it.
How was your sleep? Jadi gak bisa tidur juga saat itu?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Karena apa ya?
I don't know. And you know what? I'll tell you something. It's happening again.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh no. What? So you are feeling exactly that?
I would say it's not as severe as that. Tapi I can sense already like, wow, apa ya? Kayak I get anxiety attacks.
Out of nothing?
I don't know. People always tell me, lu perlu ke shrink, perlu ketemu psychologist, psychiatrist, bla bla begitu. Tapi I'm trying to like, no. I'll take care of it. I still want to trust the Lord. I still want to pray to Him. I still, gak tau ya, gue bukannya mau menjelekkan mental health bagaimana, tapi I feel like, enggak lah, gue gak perlu sampai kayak begitu, that level gitu. You know what I mean? So I just I just try to deal with it gitu. Tapi I'm functioning. I'm still functioning. I
You
still
are
shoot.
functioning
I
right
still
now.
content everything. I still do it.
Tapi kalau misalnya udah malam,
that's when it happens.
mulai di attack anxiety dan
Yeah,
lain.
I don't sleep well at all actually. Tapi pagi gue jam 6, 6.30 gue bisa bangun, gue bisa langsung olahraga, no problem. I still do my thing. I still do my responsibility, no problem. Like I said yesterday, kemarin itu sibuk sini, I still do it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing ya with our mind. Our mind is just so easily dibohongin oleh iblis ya. Yeah, manipulated by the iblis, right? I know this is not God. I know this is Satan.
Yeah.
Putting all these negative thoughts in your mind, in your heart, you know what I mean? To think all of that, right? Gitu. I know that. So I need to grab onto the Lord more than anything else.
After acara ini gue akan doain lo.
Amen, thank you so much.
For sure. Tapi gue ngerasa tadi ketika lo ceritain ke gue gitu ya, ada naik kelas, Grace.
Apa?
Kayak gue gak tau, pas kemarin itu terjadi ketika anak lu masih umur 3 tahun gitu ya. I don't know how your life was, cuman gue ngerasa ketika setahun itu udah lewat, itu naik kelas. Gue gak tau in what way, but I just have that feeling.
Yeah, of course.
Dan sekarang ini, the fact
lagi
that lu lagi ada Everest Media, tadi lu ceritain juga gitu ya. Well, nanti which is gue akan ngomongin nanti lebih lanjut. Abis itu lu sekarang ini ada di season yang berbeda. Ini kayak intimidationnya dimulai dulu nih, intimidating dulu gitu. Yang kayak mulai dibikin jatuh dulu supaya your purpose yang harusnya lo abis ini mau ngelakuin apa, itu kayak lagi dipatahin dulu gitu. Yeah. Padahal sebenarnya it's an intimidation. Yeah. It's the valley of the shadow of death gitu. Itu cuman bayangan gitu. It's not even the death itself gitu kan.
Iya, makanya orang kan masih mikir aneh kan, Grace udah punya semuanya ya kan. Wah, lu orang punya uang, bisa pasti baik teman, lu gak ada masalah, why you complaining about life, why you sad gitu loh, Tapi kan intinya the mind is that's how it operates itu loh. Iblis tuh bisa attack siapapun juga. Semua orang apapun juga itu pasti di attack sama iblis di mind more than anything else. Di otak kita, pikiran kita. Yeah. You know, right? So doesn't matter who we are. Kita pasti gampang easily attack in our mind. Gitu aja. We are going through our own personal struggles, Struggles are beda-beda. Maybe for me it's not financial, tapi for other people it's financial, whatever it is, we have our own struggles, ya kan? Tapi justru ya saya merasa dengan struggle-struggle ini I know that I need God more. And I'm so thankful that I have the Lord. Gitu, because I really think that if I don't have the Lord, oh my gosh. Yeah. Honestly, Daniel, I wouldn't even be here.
You'll go crazy.
I wouldn't even be here. I thought of moments like that. I wouldn't be here.
What is the greatest grace that God has done in your life?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm hanging on, tapi I'm still here.
Ya, kayaknya kalau misalnya kita dengerin kayak gitu aja, it feels too vague sih. Why do you think you won't be here gitu? Gua masih nggak ngerti gitu.
Because saya percaya bahwa Tuhan saya itu Tuhan yang penuh dengan harapan. Oke, tapi kamu tuh kadang-kadang memang harus go through a lot of things yang kamu gak suka to get to that point. Tapi saya tahu Tuhan tuh tidak mau kita tuh, Tuhan sama iblis tuh bedain begitu. Tuhan wants to give you life. Iblis mau kamu adalah death. Iblis wants to bring to death. That's what it is gitu loh. You know what I mean? Jadi kalau saya gak ada Tuhan, berarti apa artinya apa? Ya I'll just go straight to death. Gitu loh. So the greatest grace adalah saya masih bisa di sini. That's what I meant gitu loh.
Were you intimidated with death?
What is the definition of intimidated by death?
Your mind, kayak otak lu mulai playing tricks on you, kayak misalnya mau ke arah bunuh diri lah, kayak hidup lu nggak guna, atau sampai akhirnya saat-saat itu lu benar-benar kayak harus hang on banget sama Tuhan, kayak no, this is not from you.
Yeah, of course.
Someone like you ya, kayak pernah juga diintimidate seperti itu.
Yeah.
How did that happen and when and why?
I cannot say specifically when or whatever. It just sometimes comes to mind. I feel like, sometimes I just feel like, okay, nanti Everest Media gede, nanti semuanya anaknya oke, life is okay. Tapi end of the day kadang saya feeling gitu like apa gitu loh. End of the day apa sih? You know what I mean? Ada feeling kayak begitu. I mean I know as a Christian, there's hope kan nanti eternity with God gitu-gitu loh. Tapi kadang everyday life-nya itu kan we're still going to reality of today's world.
We still have the flesh.
Yeah, we still have the flesh gitu loh. You know what I mean? So yes, I think the word is intimidated by death. Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah. So yeah, I do. I am. Yeah, I am. You know.
This is interesting.
Tapi I don't want to say that I'm suicidal. Please don't get it wrong. I don't think I'm suicidal. That's not what it is. So don't be worried when you're watching it.
Okay. Gue kasih tahu gini aja deh. Ketika Yesus dicobai oleh setan ketika dia lagi puasa 40 hari 40 malam. 3 kali dia dicobain. Ya kan? Dicobainya apa? Coba rubah batu ini jadi roti ketika dia lapar. Lu kan anak Tuhan. Ayo dong, lompat dari bait Allah, nanti pasti ditangkap sama malaikat. Oke, lu lihat nih semua kota, negara dan dunia segala isinya, gue bisa ngasih ke lu kalau misalnya lu nyembah gue. Setan bilang kayak gitu. 3 kali dicobain. Nah, yang kedua tadi ketika lu coba deh lompat dari bait Allah, nanti kan malaikat akan nangkep lo. Itu bukan suicidal. Tapi itu intimidated by death menurut gue. Dan again sebagai orang Kristen gitu ya misalnya. Kita sering mikir gila ya. Kok otak gue bisa kayak gitu ya. Kok gue bisa mikir sejahat itu ya sama diri gue sendiri ya. Man. And then you condemn yourself. Lu mulai menghakimi diri lu sendiri. Lu ngerasa kok gue gak bersyukur. Padahal gue udah punya ini, gue udah punya itu dan lain-lain gitu ya.
Bener.
Tapi here's the key thing. Yesus pernah berdosa gak? Gak pernah. Dia itu clean. Dia gak berdosa. Jadi walaupun dia diintimidasi sama setan. Walaupun setan udah mulai masukin bayangan-bayangan atau mungkin kata-kata yang bisa di kepala kita. Yang kita ngerasa jijik banget sama gambar tersebut, the images gitu ya, atau mungkin kata-kata, atau mungkin kok gue bisa ya mikir seperti itu tentang orang ini misalnya atau apa. Sebenarnya itu kan cuman kata-kata atau images yang dimasukin sama setan. Kalau misalnya kita nggak act upon it, kita nggak ngelakuin, ya berarti kita nggak dosa.
Ngerti.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people kayak, ini dulu sih sebelum gue know this truth gitu ya. Gue mikir ketika gue lagi ngeliat misalnya perempuan cantik gitu. Dan habis itu gue yang kayak wah gila. Mulai tuh pemikiran-pemikiran yang very dirty gitu ya. Dan habis itu gue ngerasa man Neil kok lu bisa sih mikirin seperti itu. Katanya lu udah ikutin Yesus. Lu kan harusnya udah suci gitu kan. Katanya lu gitu. Dan akhirnya I'm starting to condemn myself. Gue akhirnya mulai menghakimi diri gue. Dan mulai menghancurkan diri gue sendiri. Dan akhirnya itu spiral tuh. Akhirnya gue ngerasa gak layak. Akhirnya gue ngerasa at the end of the day, akhirnya hubungan gue dengan Tuhan mati. And that's the goal of Satan. Iblis. Exactly.
And then I just want to be careful when I said this. Soalnya, I don't know why. Saya sebelum ketemu kamu hari interview, gue udah merasa kayaknya ini, lu bakal tanya tentang hal ini.
What?
I don't know why, I'm serious. And I've been pondering, should I be honest or not gitu loh. And I think I should be honest because I think a lot of Christians are feeling exactly what I'm feeling. You know, tapi ada orang merasa Kristen itu harus strong. Oh gak boleh ada kesannya lu weak in your iman. Lu kok bisa mikir suicidal atau mikirin something that death itu berarti iman lu gak kuat lo. Mungkin abisnya orang nelfon gue, lu kurang doa lo, lu kurang ke gereja, lu kurang ini. Bisa aja kayak begitu, you know what I mean? Tapi I have to tell you, itu Christian pun going through that kind of situations.
It's real.
It's real gitu loh. So after this interview tolong ya, gak usah telepon gue minta doain apa gini, gak perlu gitu loh. You know what I mean? That's not, no, that's not even gonna, you know, that's not what I'm looking for gitu. But I'm just trying to tell you that it's happening. It can happen to any Christian. I've been a Christian for so long. I told you before, right now I've gone through that Christian highs and Christian lows, all that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It can still happen to me at this age with, you know, with everything. You know what I mean? It can still happen. Tapi we don't have to, kita gak harus merasa gitu, kita akan bilang, kita merasa defeated gitu loh. You know what I mean? Justru saya harus ngomong lebih banyak more, so that if people are feeling this, it doesn't mean that you are a bad Christian. No, it does not. A Christian is not somebody who has to be perfect. That's wrong gitu loh. Papa saya suka joki papa saya bilang gini, justru orang-orang suka ke gereja itu adalah orang bukan sempurna, itu orang yang banyak dosanya. Karena dia perlu Tuhan minta maaf, minta ampuni dosa saya, maka dia ke gereja gitu loh. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the point gitu loh.
Exactly.
You know, jadi as a Christian we don't have to be, oh I'm so strong, I know everything, blah blah blah. No. We have to humble ourselves. We are truly here. Kita di sini benar-benar belas kasihan Tuhan. Yang saya punya semua sampai hari itu belas kasihan Tuhan. Simple as that.
Yeah, so good.
Simple as that.
Dan gue juga pengen ngomong juga nih ke tetangga gue, kalau misalnya lu nonton ini, dan ini sih bukan kebetulan sih ya. Tiba-tiba kita lagi ngomongin ini dan mungkin lu lagi ngerasain hal yang sama gitu. Jadi you know, selalu kata-kata buat gue, ini progression bukan perfection.
Yeah.
Ini sebuah progres, bukan kesempurnaan. Sempurnaan itu nanti ketika
Satu
kita
hari.
udah mati dan Tuhan itu udah sama kita, dan udah itu kesempurnaan lah. Kayak gitu, kita udah sempurna di dalam Tuhan. Tapi untuk menuju ke situ perlu yang namanya progres. Kita masih akan jatuh. Yang tadi Grace juga bilang gitu, bagus banget lu bilangnya. Kayak ketika lu jatuh, ya lu jangan ngerasa defeated, lu jangan ngerasa kalah. Ya udah, bangun lagi kayak gitu, bangun lagi. Terus bangun gitu. Yesus aja jatuh sampai 3 kali pas dia lagi mikul kayu salib gitu. Jadi maksudnya kayak kalau jatuh ya bangun lagi. Dan kadang-kadang yang lebih menariknya, ketika kita lagi jatuh dan kita memutuskan untuk bangun lagi, Tuhan yang akan mengirim orang untuk membantu lo.
Amen.
Ya kan, Tuhan yang akan mengirim orang yang tepat untuk membantu lo gitu. Padahal lo ngerasa, men gue kayaknya gak mungkin bisa lagi deh untuk, gue kayak udah capek, gue udah mendingan jatuh terkapar di bawah aja deh. Udah nyaman nih di sini, gue gak mau bangun lagi. Ya itu sulit gitu. Kalau misalnya lo bilang, no you know what, one last chance. Tuhan please help me bangun lagi. Pasti dimampukan. Kayak gitu sih menurut gue. And